I believe. Christmas greetings from a secular, humanist, agnostic believer in a higher power. Part 2 of 2. Man creates God in his own image. I believe in God, but I know that my ability to comprehend its awesomeness is so limited that I must thin her down to the thinnest of soup before my essence can be nourished by him. There is a power beyond what we can measure in our physical world, and we serve that power by living lives that are in accordance with our nature while simultaneously reaching to be greater than we currently are. When someone feels that he knows what she is, then that person is no longer seeking her truth, which short circuits our path of enrichment. The simpler an analysis is of any issue, the less the model matches the reality. And this is especially so when we humans try to define God. My God is an awesome God who beckons all to walk in his light. Too often we pummel others with our gods because we are filled with fear. Proponents of divinely authored religious texts are looking for ultimate authority. This is an abdication of personal responsibility and in opposition to the fact that while God comprehends all, humans cannot. For God to show us his truth, we would have to be different creatures than we are. The absurdity of trying to teach advanced mathematics to an infant is far less incredible than the thought that God can reveal her truth directly to us and that we can remain human while still comprehending its message. This belief that God directly reveals truth to a human is hubris, it is fear, it is misunderstanding of our place in the universe, and it is a desire for static equilibrium that the universe denies us. The biggest change that can happen during any one person's lifetime is the realization that all knowledge is approximate, and that the best we can do is strive for greater understanding of how things are rather than how we would like them to be. We owe it to ourselves and our Creator to grow. The belief that there is one set of rules applicable to all people for all times and all situations represents a desire to have simplicity and clarity in a world that is neither clear nor simple. Acceptance that our search for truth will never end is vital if we wish to grow. The notion that man's works are meaningless is a form of masochism. Life without labor is as much a curse as life without hope. Man's dream of a heaven where all our desires are granted without toil does not represent paradise for earthly creatures, but rather is an ethereal daydream where only pure spirits could flourish. It is by making goals, gaining skills, acquiring mastery, laboring to have our goals come to fruition, and sharing the fruits of our harvest that we find contentment. Visions to the contrary are anathema to the reality of our essence. Removing consequence from actions is contrary to growth. In our desire for happiness and security, we easily fall into the trap of omnipresent safety net. The scale of risk and benefit must balance if we are to experience life. If we are never allowed to feel the sting of our mistakes, we lose flavor, meaning, and purpose. It is human to want ease for ourselves and to desire peace and security for all, but this is a trap against which we must be ever vigilant, lest we create a world so insulated from shock that our lives become painless to the point of being numb. We can love others without agreeing with them, and we can firmly disagree without being belligerent to one another. There are many worldviews and a multitude of ways to search for understanding. Your views need not be mine in order for me to find value in your beliefs, and you need not live your life according to my rules in order for me to love you. Each of us is alone on this journey, and we are destined to try and find our own way.